Hi everyone, my name is Josiane, or as I call myself in English, Anna, because it's way easier. I am French Canadian living in France in a beautiful tiny home. And my body was diagnosed with primary progressive multiple sclerosis. And this is my YouTube channel dedicated to my healing journey. So today I'm just gonna present myself and where I'm at, and then eventually I would love to do more in-depth videos about what I've been doing already that helps, and everything I'm gonna start and try and test, and we'll go from there. I'm already a YouTuber in French, so why English? Most part of my healing journey so far has been in English. A lot of people I met through that are English speaking, and as all the work I'm doing is in English, I feel more comfortable going this way. It's also interesting to just start fresh with a new channel, especially dedicated to that. So what can I say? I started having really subtle symptoms about 6 years ago in 2016. And for the first year or so, it was really so subtle. Like, I did not think for 1 second that there was any problem. And then I started falling sometimes, or being dizzy, being really tired. But then again, I was a new mom and I had my business. So every time I would name my concerns, I would just be told, well, it's normal, you're a new mom, you have your business, you know. So it stayed like that. And then, new symptoms started to appear that I just included in the stress-related symptoms of I'm stressed, it's a big period in my life, lots of change, it's probably just that. And when things started to worry me, I just completely blocked it because my mother's body, not my mother, my mother's body has ALS, which is a really terrible disease if you know of it. And I just got so scared that I also had that I pretended everything was okay. I did not go to the doctor. I worked so hard. I was demanding so much of my body so that other people around me would not notice that there was something wrong. Up to the point where a year ago, in 2021, in September of 2021, things got so bad. And one morning, I couldn't go up the stairs anymore. I could barely walk. My legs were so weak and so stiff, and I just could not pretend anymore. And from the moment I told myself, okay, I cannot pretend anymore, it's like my body released and was allowing itself to be in its normal state. So all of a sudden, I could barely walk. I was shaking so much. I was so dizzy all the time, like spinning, and and falling and losing balance, and my vision started to get worse. Anyway, I had a bunch of problems and symptoms, and some of them are kind of let's say digestion related, so I don't really feel comfortable yet sharing about that. But anyway, I went to the doctor with like a list, this long, of problems and symptoms, and I didn't even need to speak to the doctor. He just saw me walk in and he was like, what is going on? And the next day I had like a miracle appointment with a neurologist who had a cancellation, and that's where my journey started. So all of a sudden there was this potential diagnosis of primary progressive MS, which took a really long time to be confirmed. Although like every doctor I saw, like that's always where they would go. But yeah, I needed 2 MRIs that had like a good amount of time in between. So weirdly, I guess this is the timing I chose to really start this. Yesterday I had an appointment with my new neurologist here in France, and she confirmed the diagnosis because I now have 2 MRIs that have a year in between. And I just want to take a second, okay, to talk about primary progressive MS, because I don't know why they call it MS. It's so frustrating for me because it's so different, so similar, yes, but also so different. So most people have relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. When we talk about MS, that's what 90% of the people have. And this particular type, relapsing remitting, is due to an autoimmune condition that triggers inflammation in the brain, in the nervous system. And this inflammation is what causes the lesions, I guess, and then all the symptoms. So all the treatments for MS, they target this inflammation to bring it down, and that's how the symptoms oftentimes will go down. Not always, unfortunately, but for a lot of people it works. With primary progressive, there is no inflammation. It's that weird thing where the doctors can't really explaining how I arrived with all those lesions in my brain, how they appeared, because I never had a crisis, and that's a major difference as well. In relapsing remitting, most people will have a crisis with a new symptom flaring for a couple of weeks, and then if the treatment works, if they're lucky, it goes away. So for primary progressive, there are no flares, no crisis, no, it starts super slowly and it just gets worse over time, all the time. Every single day of your life, you have these symptoms and they just increase little by little. So I just want to name that because over the last year, so many people, and I know it's well-meaning, but so many people reached out to me with like miracle cures and food protocols and plant ceremonies and every alternative thing you can think of. And also some people would reach out and be like, don't say there are no treatments. There are tons of treatments for MS. Then every time I'm like, let me explain. And it's just, first of all, a very personal journey. And that's for, I think, everyone battling with some sort of condition in their bodies. It's so personal, and it's a long process that we have to go through in our own timing and our own way, because everybody's different. What I'm gonna share here, it might not work for a lot of people. It might work for some others. It might resonate or not. It's so important to be in tune with what your body's trying to tell you and what your intuition is trying to guide you towards or not, you know? So please, please do not use the comment section to, you know, share. I know it's well-meaning, but the effect is really not what you intend. For me, it's just overwhelming. Most of the time it's annoying because I've already been told that dozens of times. So yeah, it's a very particular journey for sure. This is already a very long video. Well, not very, but a long one. So I'm wondering if I should just stop here. Yeah, I think I will. So, welcome to this channel. I have no idea how often I will publish. But here it is. Yeah, this is a space for hope and joy and healing. And I use the word healing, but in my daily life, this is not my goal, in the sense that this is not where I put my focus and attention, because it's too big. It's too big, and it would be very discouraging. I will do a whole video on that, I think, because for a long time, healing was my only goal and purpose, you know? But I chose to name this channel Anna's Healing because it's still a journey, you know, of healing all parts of myself. And hopefully this condition. But, you know, I'm learning that no matter what life throws at you, there are still ways to make the best of it and be happy and be grateful and learn to find happiness somewhere else, you know? For me, it used to be in hiking and surfing and some stuff like that, and now it's in contemplation, nature, a good cup of tea with a good friend, a good moment shared with my daughter, even if we're not doing some crazy adventure. It's bringing me back to like really simple joys. And the good news is I have a lot of joy. So I hope I'll be able to share some of that with you. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.